This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the CEO of Dolly, Varden Silver, Mr. Shawn Khunkhun. Shawn, congratulations. How are you this morning?
You know what, Gerardo? I'm very, very good today.
You just announced an agreement where Dolly Varden will acquire from Fury the 100% interest in the Homestake Ridge Gold Silver project. This is an absolute game changer for Dolly Varden and its shareholders. I am thrilled to see you really get into the exploration upside. But look, let's get into the details. A combined mineral resource base of 34.7 million ounces of silver, 166,000 ounces of gold. That's just in the indicated category. You have nearly 30 million ounces of silver and 817,000 ounces of gold in the inferred category. And as I touched on a bit earlier, the exploration upside is fantastic. Give us an overview on the motivation behind the transaction, Shawn.
Okay, thank you so much, Gerardo. For the last 100 years, these two projects have sat next to each other, separated by about 5.5 kilometers. And the big question I asked myself was, what lies in between Dolly's most northern discovery and Fury's most southern discovery? There's 5 kilometers. And that's really what the big opportunity is here. Whether you look at this through the lens of a silver equivalent, 140 million ounce silver equivalent project, or whether you look at this as a gold project of just under 2 million ounces, what we do have is we have a precious metals story in Canada where grade meets size. This is the only project, if we look at it through the lens of a gold equivalent, it's the only project in North America that has this size of endowment with an average grade of better than 5 grams per ton gold equivalent, or over 300 grams per ton silver equivalent. So it's size meets grade in a safe jurisdiction, but as you mentioned, it's not what's there in these 2019 43101 compliant reports. It's the 5.5 kilometers that's never been explored in between that we now have 100% interest of this 15-kilometer trend in the Golden Triangle.
Let's be absolutely clear. There was a previous standalone PEA on the Homestake project alone that valued it at 173 million US, an IRR of 32%. That was at 1620 gold and 1440 silver. Obviously, we're quite a bit higher, especially as it relates to the silver price. What's next? How do you tap into that exploration upside that everyone's so excited about, Shawn?
But just to touch on that PEA, that's without the Dolly project.
Correct.
And that's with conservative price assumptions. So, one of the things that we'll look to do is to produce a PEA, 1 mil, 2 projects, and so that's one part of the plan. The other part of the plan on the exploration side is at Homestake Ridge, there's tremendous opportunities for growth. There's tremendous opportunities at depth and along strike. So that's one part of the equation. That's the same on the Dolly side of the property, not only at Torbrit, but there's 2 kilometers in between Torbrit and Wolf that we're looking to further delineate ounces along that trend. And now we've got this new 5.5 kilometers in between Wolf, which is Dolly's most northern deposit, and South Reef, which is Fury's or Homestake Ridge's most southern deposit.
Great work. I'm looking forward to drills turning. I'm looking forward to assays. Anything else to add to that, Shawn? I know there's a lot going on, a lot of moving parts.
I just want to say that there's the obvious synergies, but what we're getting in Fury here is we're getting a partner. They're appointing 2 directors to our board. They've put a voluntary legend on their stock to show the world that they're partners. They're going to support myself and the rest of the management team for the next 3 years. So we've gained a partner, and together we're going to go out and when I was approaching major mining companies and I was introducing them to Dolly Varden, they would say, yeah, Shawn, come back to me when you have 100 million ounces of silver. Now I'm coming back to them with we've exceeded those numbers. We've exceeded our internal goals, but the big opportunity here is this positions Dolly as one of the premier companies, not only in the Golden Triangle, but in the world, and it brings gold into the story, but it also, from the uniqueness factor, it's the only company that has gold, that has silver, and has grade. And for Gerardo, for the last 100 years, these projects have sat next to one another, and we were the management team that consolidated them.
Great work. Congrats. Looking forward to seeing you develop these projects, I should say, in conjunction with each other. And yeah, can't say enough about how much sense this makes and how accretive it is. Great work, Shawn. Thank you.
Thank you, Gerardo.
All right. We'll chat soon.
Okay, buddy. Take care.